The Adventure Bracelet by Wazoo Survival Gear LLC. Claiming that this is the most comfortable, most covert, and most complete survival kit ever made. When your life is on the line, do you really want to settle for anything less? Wazoo Survival Gear. Products that can save your wazoo. Hello YouTube, it is Chris here, and well, just wanted to give you guys a heads up. I'm sure you already figured out. Today, I am going to be reviewing the Adventure Bracelet by Wazoo Survival Gear. They were really nice enough to send this in for me to test, take apart, and review, and basically have some fun and be as creative as possible. It comes in a very straightforward like plastic sleeve that contains this nice kind of helpful little bit of information. Basically goes over and breaks down all the contents that comes in the Adventure Bracelet, which is fairly substantial, especially in the extremely pint size and very wearable package that this thing comes in. From the emergency buckle that's sporting a whistle and fire starter, the reflective visual signaling, liquid-filled compass, first aid night vision, first aid tinder. I'm going to be breaking this thing down bit by bit to really just get nitty-gritty and as creative as I can be to show you guys basically how versatile and complete this package and system really is. Now, on first glance of having it on, it actually is pretty comfortable. It fits pretty well considering the substantial amount of gear that is on, in, and around this product. Now, in this review today, the opinions and the facts of the review that I will be sharing with you in no way, shape, or form will reflect whether or not I think this is a worthwhile investment for you. That is your job, the viewer, to decide whether or not this is something that will be very handy, useful, creative, and just all-around badass for you to have or not. Now, as you guys can tell, with the little setup I've got going on, I like Paracord and I have quite a bit of it. But without wasting any more time, let's get outside and start using this Adventure Bracelet. Hey boy, get your butt inside! We gotta go watch Bear Grylls on TV!
And for years, you've watched me survive some of the harshest and most remote places on the planet.
Yes! Love Bear Grylls! Thanks for blowing that whistle, buddy.
Group of survivors out there across the lake, and they're going to use the retro reflector on the Wazoo Survival Bracelet to visually signal for help. Next, I'm going to show you guys how to start a fire with the Wazoo Survival Bracelet. Take the ferrocerium rod that's right here, and you use the ceramic striker, but we're actually going to reach in here and grab some of that first aid tinder out. We're going to fluff it up, and we're going to start a fire. So let's get going. Yes, Zordon.
Teleport to the command center immediately. This is an emergency.
On my way. Alright guys, well, I couldn't go fishing because, well, my schedule for the next few weeks is not letting me go out into the wilderness of sorts, so I was kind of screwed on that. And I can't find the straw or the fishing line and the string that it comes, the bracelet came with. I was like, what the F? Anyway, I'm trying to find it. I guess I can do an update if I find it in time, but whichever. These are some of the components that were left over after my testing. As you can see, the hooks and the weights. One of the first aid tinders were left over after the initial bout of testing. The first aid tinder is actually really cool because not only is it good for a fire tinder, but it is also perfect for a antibiotic and topical pain reliever in a first aid, a very minor first aid situation. So this is a really nifty little tool, and you get 2 of these in the adventure bracelet. Even though I didn't use them, the hooks and the weights are going to be really good for use whether you're using saltwater or freshwater. If I'm not mistaken, they're just basic fishing lines. I don't have any additional information on those, but they will work in a pinch. And when I first opened up the kit before I got it all set up, there was quite a bit of fishing line hooked up into this. And if I'm not mistaken, the way the plastic tubing is designed, when you cut the ends off, it's actually designed to be a drinking straw. So if you have a way to get to a clean water source, you can use it to drink directly from the source, so you don't have to put your mouth on anything if it the container you were using was somewhat questionable. Here's the ceramic blade that I used to strike the fire with. It is a ceramic blade, and it's harder than steel. It's actually surprisingly pretty sharp, and I was using the striker end when I was using the buckle to strike the fire, and this was really nifty. I like this innovative design. I guess you could say I wish it was bigger, but they packed so much into that little bracelet that I couldn't really fault it too much at all. It's got the safety pin. I really like using safety pins for a variety of reasons. However, in an outdoor situation, probably the most useful, since it is a very sharp point, thin, and very easy to manipulate and control, is for removing splinters. Even though those aren't life-threatening, they are a pain in the butt. Oh my gosh, they can be the most annoying things on the planet. And of course, the 2 zip ties that come inside the bracelet, and they actually kind of, we'll use this really minor one, this basic paracord bracelet to kind of show, but they were kind of like, they're like actually tucked inside. It ran the length of the bracelet, which was really nifty. But something you could use with the slingshot that I made, you know, you could use that to tie down the paracord, which I use other zip ties. I have no idea why that just slipped my freaking mind. It just went right over my head, and I felt like a complete dumbass. So that was my bad, Wazoo. I should have mentioned that, but you can use that in addition to strapping down paracord and securing a shelter or anything like that. But yeah. However, underneath the notes of humor and stupidity that I put this video through, I truly hope you guys can see the usefulness and compact, very wearable design that Wazoo definitely put into their adventure bracelet and the variety of other models that they have available on their website. I am going to put a full list of the components that go into the adventure bracelet, and I will be putting a link to their website so you can go check out the different mini models that they have available. Also, something that's really nifty is you can actually buy individual components such as the clamshell, compass, and you can actually decide, oh, there's over 100 different choices for paracord color and modifications you can do to rig up your custom design, so you don't have to go straight black or straight desert camo or anything like that. You can do pretty much anything you can think of. Overall, I think it was a very useful product. I had a lot of fun testing and reviewing this bracelet. Wazoo, thank you for sending that to me. That was fantastic. And for all you guys out there, don't really like blow off the stupidity and the humor behind the the whistle. I just try to use it in a more creative style with like the whistling and some of the other stuff so you guys could see in more humorous light, because being in a survival situation can be very stressful, dangerous, and it's not a lot of fun. So if I can show you kind of in a more relaxed fashion how all of the amazing components they put into this bracelet work, then I feel I did my job. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and that does it for now. I'm out.